about something that touches a lot of lives: vitiligo. If you or maybe someone you love is living with it, I hope this guide can offer some real support. We're going to explore some gentle, natural ways to care for your skin. But first, let's get something really important out of the way. I'm not here to promise a cure, because frankly, a medical cure doesn't exist yet. My goal is so much simpler. It's to share some supportive, natural habits that might just help you feel a little more confident in your own beautiful skin. So let's dive in. First things first, let's make sure we're all on the same page. What exactly is vitiligo?
Well, in simple terms, vitiligo is an autoimmune condition. Now, what that means is the body's own immune system gets a little confused and it mistakenly starts to attack its own cells. In this case, it targets the melanocytes. Those are the cells that give our skin its color. And the result of that is the white patches that are so characteristic of the condition.
Now you might see this and think 1% of the population isn't a lot, but that's millions and millions of people around the world. What's absolutely crucial to know, though, is that it is not contagious, and it's not life-threatening. But we also have to be honest, it can be emotionally tough. And that's exactly why we're talking about this today.
All right, let's get into our first area of natural support: herbs. We're going to focus on one in particular, ginkgo biloba, because it's one of the most researched herbs when it comes to vitiligo.
So what's the big deal with ginkgo?
Well, there are some pretty promising studies out there. The research suggests it might have two really cool potential benefits. First, it may help to stop the patches from getting bigger or spreading. And second, in some cases, it might even support repigmentation, which is just a fancy way of saying it could help bring some color back to the skin.
Now, when you look at the studies, they often mention a dosage for a standardized extract, usually somewhere between 120 and 240 milligrams a day. But before you even think about running out to buy a bottle, this part is absolutely critical. You have to, and I mean have to, talk to your doctor before you start any new supplement. It's especially important with ginkgo if you're taking blood thinners, because they can interact. Your safety comes first, always.
Okay, so we've talked about internal support. Let's switch gears and talk about things you can put directly on your skin. We're going to look at two soothing powerhouses: aloe vera and turmeric. So why these two? Well, let's break it down. Aloe vera is just legendary for being super soothing. It's got these great anti-inflammatory properties that can really help calm irritated skin. And then you have turmeric. It's packed with a compound called curcumin, which is a seriously powerful anti-inflammatory. And think about it, in an autoimmune condition where things are kind of flared up, bringing in these calming anti-inflammatory helpers can be a really great supportive strategy.
So, how do you actually use aloe? It's awesome because it's so versatile. The simplest way is to just apply the fresh gel right from the plant onto your skin. You can also drink a little aloe juice every day, or, my personal favorite, just toss it into your morning smoothie. And what about turmeric? A really wonderful way to take it is by making golden milk. It's so easy. Just warm up some milk, stir in about a teaspoon of turmeric, little pinch of black pepper, that helps your body absorb it, and maybe a little honey. You can also use it on your skin by mixing it with a carrier oil, like coconut oil. But please, and this is so important, test it on a small hidden patch of skin first to make sure you don't have a reaction.
All right, so we've hit on herbs and topicals. Let's circle back to nourishing your body from the inside out and talk about the incredible power of antioxidants.
So why are we talking about antioxidants? Well, because they help your body fight something called oxidative stress. The easiest way to picture it is to think of it like rust, but happening inside your body on a cellular level. Some of the research out there suggests there might be a link between this rusting and the progression of vitiligo, which makes loading up on antioxidants a really smart, supportive strategy. And you know what the best part is? You can get these amazing compounds from delicious, everyday foods. Try to load up your plate with things like berries, dark leafy greens like spinach or kale, a handful of nuts, and just a whole rainbow of colorful veggies. A good rule of thumb is, the more color on your plate, the more antioxidants you're getting.
Okay, I know that was a lot of information. We've talked about ginkgo, aloe, turmeric, antioxidants, so you're probably wondering, how on earth do I bring all this together into a simple habit that I can actually stick with?
Well, that brings us to our final section, which is all about taking action. Let's create a super simple daily ritual that can be a gentle and really nutritious start to your day.
Let's put it all together in that smoothie we were just talking about. In your blender, just combine about 2 ounces of aloe juice, a big handful of spinach for those leafy greens, some berries for the antioxidants, a banana to make it creamy, and then top it off with your favorite kind of milk. Blend it all up and you've got this amazing, supportive start to your day.
This isn't about completely overhauling your life overnight. It's really about the power of taking small, consistent steps. Choosing one gentle, supportive action to take for yourself each day can make such a huge difference, not just for your skin, but for your overall sense of well-being too.
So, as we wrap things up, I want to leave you with a question. We've gone over a lot of options, from something as simple as a smoothie to something that requires a bit more thought, like talking to your doctor. The power is in your hands. So, what small step will you take for your skin today?